Greetings and salutations. Welcome back for another part in my modded Oblivion playthrough of the Knights of the Nine quest line. In the last episode we retrieved the shield of the Crusader, and I've returned to the Priory to find that the knight who was questing for the shield, Sir Cedric, that we released from the capture of the Conjurers. They had him locked up in a cage and were attempting to get him to reveal the location of the shield. He's come to the Knights of the Nine Priory. See what he has to say for himself.
Did I not say we would meet again? I am here and ready to serve. I will join your order, and together we will fight this new threat against the Nine. Glory to the Nine.
Okay, a man, a few words. So, now we're going to do the quest to get the Gauntlets from Coral. Now, Sir Cedric is one of the few of the people who join you that is actually a knight. And I seem to recall he's a little stronger than most of them.
What is it now? Do you ever do any shopping at Northern?
Now, one of the original knights of the Nine, now the Knights of the Nine Order was founded by Sir Amiel to find and safeguard the Knights of the Nine armor that belonged to the Pelennor Whitestrake. One of the knights took the Gauntlets when he joined in the War of the Red Diamond, which was a war between Uriel Septon III and Cartira II, I think was her name. They were both septums, and the War of the Red Diamond was a civil war between them. They both got different provinces to support them, and they fought over the throne of the Empire. And the Knight Order fell apart as different members of the Knight Order joined different sides in the conflict. One of them took the Gauntlets with him, and after the war he came here to this chapel to make amends, but the war had changed him, and he ended up striking a beggar that was irritating him. Killing the beggar was his blow. The gauntlets fell from his hands, and he said they landed on the ground, and he could no longer lift them. His family was also cursed with a weakness. Let's see if we can find the gauntlets.
How are you?
Now, he wasn't there it is. He wasn't the only one of the knights to take some of the relics with him to the war. I believe Sir Barrick took the sword and maybe the greaves with him. I'm not sure. So there's the gauntlets here. We'll try to pick them up. They're too heavy to move. Let's ask the priest. Maybe he knows something about how we can retrieve them.
Hello. What brings you here, my son?
I'm here to retrieve the gauntlets of the Crusader.
Ah, yes. The gauntlets have been here for ages. I know only the basic story behind them. They're more of a novelty these days. My only real involvement with them these days is keeping the youngsters from hurting themselves trying to pick the gauntlets up. What is your interest in them, if I may ask?
The gauntlets not being able to be picked up reminds me a bit of the Authorian legend of the sword and the stone. Can you tell me their story?
Yes. Well, I don't know the whole thing. A great many years ago, a knight of the old order did something terrible, and the gauntlets just fell off. They dropped to the floor right where he stood, and no one could lift them. It was a sign of the curse placed upon this knight by Stendarr, I think. That curse still lingers on today, in fact. Poor Kellen.
So, I actually know from talking to the knight's ghost a little more than he does. Who's Kellen?
Oh, why, he's a descendant of that very knight from so long ago. The curse has affected his family all these years. He suffers from it now. He came here from Hammerfell seeking a cure, but, well, there's really nothing that can be done for him, I think. He may know more of the story than I. Perhaps you should speak with him if he's feeling well enough.
Can you tell me anything about the curse?
It's a horrible thing, truly. One cannot help but pity those such as Kellen, who have such a burden placed on them through no fault of their own. But if it is the will of the Nine, then there is little that can be done.
Can you tell me anything more about this Kellen?
He's down in the chapel hall, resting. You may speak to him if you like.
Okay, I think we've gotten all the
Take
information that we're going to get out of him. Let's go down and talk to Kellen. Here he is.
You look like a bright one. What is it? Is there a cure? Has Arelder found a cure? I know there's something he's not telling me.
It's a nice afro he's got there. Let's see. Can you tell me anything about this curse that afflicts you?
Ah, so you've heard it, have you? Terrible curse. Been in the family almost longer than anyone can remember. When I was younger, I could live with it. Wasn't so bad. But it's only gotten worse over time. I'd come here, to the place it all happened, in the hopes that something could be done. I fear I haven't much time left otherwise. Arelder has let me stay, mostly out of pity, I think. But there's something else. I swear he knows more than he tells.
Can you tell me anything about the Gauntlets of the Crusader?
You've seen them, I assume. The only evidence of what happened so many years ago. Do you know that I thought perhaps I could lift them? That somehow this curse would be lifted if I could pick them up? I tried for hours, until my whole body ached, and I could barely move. I lay there on the floor next to them, weeping. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I've been at the end of my rope for far too long to be ashamed of anything.
Can you tell me any more about Arelder?
I've seen plenty of pity in people's eyes over the years. I grew up recognizing it. But with Arelder, there's something else there. And when he speaks to me, there are times I'd swear he sounds apologetic. Guilty, even. Why would that be? What reason does he have to hold back information? I know I'm a doomed man one way or the other. Speak to him if you can. Convince him to tell me what he knows as a dying man's last wish. Farewell.
Yeah, let's go see if we can butter him up and find out what he's holding back. There he is.
Welcome, Knight Commander.
Okay. Are you sure there's nothing more you can tell me about Kellen and his curse?
I cannot face him. I know what might be done for him, but I haven't the will to do it. I wish I could help him. Truly I do. But I cannot muster the strength to damn myself on his behalf.
What are you talking about?
The curse. I know what would lift it, but I cannot do it. The only way to free Kellen of his curse is to take it on myself. I am not strong enough to do this, and so I am a failure. I fail Kellen every time I speak to him, and I fail Stendarr every time I pray to him and do not ask for the power to lift the curse. Do you know one who would do such a thing? One who would pray at this chapel's altar, pray to Stendarr for the power to lift this curse?
Well, let's go ahead and do it.
Goodbye.
Yes, we do wish to pray to Stendarr for the power to lift Kellen's curse. I don't remember if this has any long-term like penalties or debuffs to your character. Probably does. I have prayed at the altar of the Chapel of Stendarr and have been granted the ability to lay hands on Kellen. I need to see him at once. Let's equip that ability we got. Lay on hands. It's got a special effect and restores fatigue. I have lifted the curse from Kellen, which means taking it on myself, and as a result I am weary and my fatigue has been affected. With the curse lifted, I can now retrieve the Gauntlets of the Crusader.
How did you? I feel good. I feel good. I don't feel like death. I feel like running. Look at me. I can't believe it. I feel normal. Thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to me. I finally have a chance to get out and see the world. I'm not wasting another second of my life, and I'm forever indebted to you, friend. Farewell.
All right. Helped him out. And let's grab the gauntlets. Let's take a real quick look first and see what sort of penalty we got for taking on the curse. It's damage fatigue 5. Doesn't seem to be a constant drain, but it probably means that as I move around, either my fatigue goes away faster, or maybe it means that I've got a permanent debuff to my maximum fatigue. Let's see. Can't really tell. I'd have to like make the calculations as to what my max is based off my endurance. I don't want to do that. Let's grab the gauntlets. I've recovered the Gauntlets of the Crusader. I've completed Sir Casimir's, that must be the man who killed the beggar and lost the gauntlets, by recovering the Gauntlets of the Crusader. I should continue to search for the relics that the other ghost knights were questing for. Alright. Let's take a look. So, 3 armor, which is pretty good. It fortifies restoration and allows me to resist disease. Very nice. And when equipped, they add Merciful Touch, I believe it was called. I do still have the curse, but it doesn't seem to be a big problem. Yeah, Merciful Touch. I can heal people I touch for 50 points. That's pretty powerful for only cost 25, but it probably doesn't move up my restoration skill to use it. We'll have to experiment on that later. Now, we do have more time, so I think we're going to go ahead and do the Boots quest as well. Let's see what the priest has to say.
I can't believe you were willing to do that for Kellen. To sacrifice your own well-being without hesitation. What business do I have acting as a priest if I'm not willing to do all I can in helping those who need it? Perhaps I need to rethink my calling.
And let's take a closer look at the gauntlets. Maybe out in daylight. Let's go ahead and rest till morning, and then we'll set out for the resting place of the boots. I believe one of the knights told me that he determined their location, and that it was in like a grove to Kynareth. And Kynareth is the same god as Kyn, the Nordic god of nature, and I believe wife to Shore, the Nordic god of war. Let's see, I think this is it here. Redgar Valley Cave. Let's go ahead and equip that quest. Let's see, I think it was Nature's Fury. And show it on the map. Nope, I was wrong. It's actually over there. So, fastest way to get there would either be this way or that way. We'll go ahead and travel to the Odile farm and just cut across country. A nice day for it. You can see the armor better. Yeah, no real special design to them. They're not bad looking gauntlets. They match the rest of the armor. Let's head on out. Probably equip an attack spell. Though they're both touch. Good to know. I believe there was a trick to this upcoming quest. We'll have to see if I remember correctly. Well, the game's certainly looking good. I'd have to say, the texture packs that reskin all the trees and grass, combined with the E and B mod, really do amazing wonders in bringing the game visually up to current gen graphics. I'm not sure though if they'd be near the top of my recommended mods if you were to only install a few mods. Though personally I think more important than the environment is probably character looks, so I'd probably go with the Oblivion character overhaul to fix the hideousness of NPCs and player before I'd go for the environment. And if I could get Oblivion Reloaded to work, I might just go with that over the E and B if I was concerned about how dark the E and B makes, like caves. It'll be interesting to see what the Elder Scrolls 6 looks like and where it's based. There have been some rumors and supposed leaks about it recently in the news. Game news, at least. But it's so little that I'm not sure if those are really leaks or if it's just some people trying to get some notice. Okay, I believe we're here at the shrine, Kynareth. See the Imperial White Gold Tower in the distance. Okay. I'm not sure if there are many shrines like this to the Nine Divines. Usually they're in Cyrodiil, they're to the Daedric Princes.
Near the Hammerfell border? No one lives there. That's barren wastelands.
Have you heard any word about the other
Pretty good looking statue.
I understand Daedra worship has become increasingly
She's got a
prevalent
bird
in
on
the
her
Sunset
shoulder.
Isle.
Let's talk to the priest first.
Isle has become a much. What can I do for you?
Okay, he doesn't have anything to say other than rumors.
All are
Goodbye.
welcome. What brings you to the altar of Kynareth, my child?
She seems to be more in charge. What can you tell me about this altar of Kynareth?
You have been in the chapel of Kynareth from the moment you stepped outdoors. Have you not felt her presence? We gather here to pay tribute to all of the blessings she bestows upon us.
I hear seeking the boots of the Crusader.
You would seek the holy relic Kynareth has bestowed upon the world. Then you must prove yourself worthy. Kynareth's creations guard her relic, and you must pass the test before you may be granted the boots.
Okay. What kind of test?
I cannot say what it will be, for I do not know. Kynareth herself will decide in what manner you shall be tested. All I can do is direct you to the Grove of Trials, and remind you to heed Kynareth's teachings. Fear and respect nature and all her creations.
Hey, where is this grove?
Not far from here, to the west, nestled within the great forest, it is a place many would overlook. I warn you that it is unwise to take anyone with you. You should go there alone.
What do you mean by fear and respect nature?
Indeed. Nature itself is Kynareth's domain. All its creatures are her wards. You would do well to remember this when it comes time for your test.
Okay, very well, I shall take this test. We do have the option to refuse to take it.
Then proceed directly to the grove, as your test has begun. Kynareth may choose to guard you along the way. That is up to her. Good luck.
But I don't think that would do anything. Probably just make
Goodbye.
it so that we'd have to repeat some of the dialogue. Alright then. Well, it really is not far. I believe this quest we get attacked by an animal, and the way we respond determines whether or not... It's a brave deer. Whether or not we get the boots. And the hint there being fear and respect nature. I'm sure you all can already predict how we're supposed to respond. Okay, I've reached the Grove of Trials. I have to wait and see what Kynareth has in store for me. Ooh, it's a big bear. Now, many players would probably fight back, but I'm pretty sure that what I'm supposed to do is either calm it or not fight it to begin with. Okay, bear attacked me in the Sacred Grove. I made no attempts to fight back. Cave has been revealed, and it would seem the boots of the Crusader are waiting inside. Okay, behind us. I don't think you need to use the Serene Touch to calm the bear. You can simply survive its attacks for a little while. So there are a couple ways. I think this is the first time that I've actually used the touch to calm it. Here we have some... what are they called? Spriggans. Reskinned by, I believe, the Beautiful Creatures mod. They don't quite look like the Spriggans in Skyrim or Morrowind. Ones in Morrowind look more like green plants, and the ones in Skyrim look more wooden, I believe. And here are the boots. I've acquired the boots of the Crusader and completed Nature's Fury. I've completed Sir Junken's quest by recovering the boots of the Crusader. I should continue in search of the relics that the other ghost knights were questing for. Okay, let's get out into sunlight and try these boots out. Now, these boots are one of my favorite of the divine armor pieces, because they grant you a passive ability that makes it so that they also boost your restoration 4 points, but that's nothing compared to the Woodland Grace ability they add. Very nice. Wouldn't want to be kicked by those. The Woodland Grace makes it so that the animal faction will not attack you. You're no longer considered to be an enemy by them. And this can allow you to clear out entire ruins or dungeons without having to fight, or only having to fight a few enemies. you can actually lure non-animal faction enemies towards animals, and the animals will attack them but not you. And I believe it could have been a glitch, but I believe once I got the unicorn from her sign Stager quest as a mount, and it wouldn't attack me. And I think the boots might have been the reason, but I'm not sure. It could have just been a glitch. Alright, I think we're gonna end this episode here. We now have most of the pieces, I think, more than half. Yeah, 5 out of 8, I believe there were. So next time we will grab the mace. Now that we have the boots, we should be able to reach it in the Chapel of Kynareth, I believe, in Leyawan. Thanks for joining me.